Hi there. You guys should be able to unmute and turn on your video now. We only have, what, we're at 5 members, we have to be at 7, then we have to be at 6. Still waiting for some people to join. I don't know if anybody wants to help to text or call people, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, there are 6 of us, so I think we can go ahead and get started with 6 of us. So I hope everybody's online. Hi, Miss Starling, welcome. We don't have our chair or our vice chair. So who would like to preside over today's meeting? I already have Miss Byrne taking minutes because Miss Morehouse isn't here, so I can preside if you guys want me to. It's up to you. Okay, we can go ahead and do that. All right. Of course. Now I'm messed up. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry. All right. So we're going to call the meeting to order at 5:09. We're going to go ahead and do roll call. Mr. Boyd. Make sure he's not in the waiting room. Okay. Oh, there's Miss Torres. She's on now, so I'm promoting her now. Miss Torres, Mr. Daly, present. Miss Snyder, present. Miss Fern, present. Miss Morehouse is absent. Mr. Ortiz, present. Miss Starling. Miss Starling, if you can unmute and say present or turn your camera on. You guys can hear me, right? Okay. Oh, she says she can't unmute. Okay, thank you. If you put it in the chat, that works too. Thank you so much. I checked my settings. It says that you can unmute from here, so it has to be something on your side. And then Miss Torres. Oh, there you are. We hear you now. Miss Torres.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry. I couldn't unmute at first. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right. I think we just lost somebody. Oh, you guys can't unmute? What's going on, Mr. Perez? Let's try this again. allow panelists to unmute themselves. All right. I just reset it.
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah, it's working now.
All right, there we go. Everybody's on, everybody's there. We lost Mr. Daly. He's on the, I'm putting him back. Here we go. All right. So we got our quorum. We are now here. We're ready to go. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. We are broadcasting for YouTube just in case. And we'll go ahead and continue forward. So we want to set our meeting norms just to make sure everybody knows we're being respectful to each other. We're going hard on ideas, soft on people. For those of you who are going to speak in public participation, we will be speaking for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Please understand that all questions may not be answered. They will be answered at a different time if we can't answer them today. Ms. Torres, now that you are here, would you like to preside over the meeting as chair?
There you go. I'm sorry. Sure, I can go ahead and continue.
All right, the floor is yours. We are at approval of agenda.
All right. Okay. All right. So approval of agenda, aprobación de la agenda.
I motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay. So Mr. Perez, motion to approve the agenda. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names.
Daily.
I'll remember eventually.
Okay.
Mr. Daly, second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, motion passes, everyone. Mr. Daly. Okay. Alrighty, I'll move forward to approval of previous meeting minutes, aprobación de los minutos anterior. Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes for last meetings?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Their motion to approve.
Okay, Mr. Daly, motion to approve the minutes
I
of
second.
previous meeting. Mr.
I
Ortiz,
second.
second that motion. All in favor? Okay,
Aye.
Aye.
one question, Mr. Press, who's taking minutes?
Ms. Fern.
Ms. Fern, okay. Alrighty, so we'll move forward to LSC Chair Report, Reporte del Presidente. Mr. Boyd is not here, right? No. Okay, so there is no report from the chair. We'll go ahead and move forward to Professional Personal Leadership Committee, Morehouse and Ms. Fern.
No report.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and anybody has questions so far? No? Okay, we'll move forward. Sustainable Community School, Ms. Amudio, is she in? Is she on?
She's not on, but I do have an update. We are starting a Saturday STEAM camp. That is starting the first weekend in March and going the entire month of March. So every Saturday. Saturday STEAM camp is for pre-K to 8th grade, and there's going to be 5 different pieces to it. So if you're in pre-K to 2nd grade, you're going to be in Lego robotics. If you're in 3rd through 5th grade, they have a dance program. So it's all these different programs that they're doing, and all of them are going to encompass the same kind of thing where students are going to be learning new things. They're going to be writing about it, then they're going to be talking about it. And so they're going to get the chance to really present and showcase the things that they're learning in these programs. It's going to be run by teachers and staff from Yates Elementary, and it's happening from 11 until 2.
Okay. When does it start again? I'm sorry.
It starts the weekend of March 4th. So next weekend, next Saturday.
Okay, that's awesome. Any questions on that? Nope. Okay, then we'll go ahead and move forward to student representative report. Mr. Apney, is he on?
I
No.
don't see him on, so I guess there's no report.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move forward to Parent Advisory Committee.
Our meeting didn't happen.
It's the chair here,
You remember the
No.
chair?
Elizabeth.
She's on, yes.
She's
Señora,
on.
¿Perdón?
¿el comité asesor de padres tuvieron una junta?
Vamos a atenderla para el 4.
El 4 de marzo.
Sí,
El 4 de marzo es un sábado.
sí.
Ok,
Eso es para reemplazar el meeting que estaba supuesto a hacer el día 15.
No, no, de eso todavía no se ha hablado. Porque vamos a tener la primera junta con Milagarte del PAC, o del PAC, no recuerdo, el 28. Que nos va a dar ella los flyers para darlos a los padres.
Sí, pero este es para el comité asesor de padres, que estaba supuesto a tener una reunión el día 15.
Todavía no se ha hablado de eso.
ok. Eso lo que tenemos que hablar con usted porque te recuerdas que hicimos la junta
Ajá,
Ujú.
y programamos.
programar.
Ya.
El buen tres.
We were supposed to have a meeting el 15, nosotros tuvimos que tener la junta el 15 de febrero y pues ya no pasó para el comité asesor de padres. El comité asesor de bilingüe es diferente, pero también
Ok,
lo podemos combinar si lo quisiera.
ok.
Sí, pero no habíamos dicho con todos los papás que estaban ahí que iba a ser el tercer miércoles de todos los meses.
Sí,
Sí, pero
Yeah.
no nos recordamos hasta ahorita que está hablando el principal. No nos acordamos, disculpa.
Ok.
Okay.
lo hablamos, ¿ok?
Sí,
Ok, gracias.
Thank
gracias.
you. Okay, so just to translate that, Miss Elizabeth she's a PAC president. That they were supposed to have a meeting on the 15th. I guess they didn't remember, so they moved it to the 4th, and they're kind of like trying to arrange it with the bilingual committee. Mr. Perez, is that what she said? The bilingual committee, is that what she's, okay. So she just forgot that at the beginning of the first meeting that we had, the parents that were there that attended, they had agreed to do the meeting every third Wednesday of the month. So I guess the next meeting, they'll go ahead and discuss the dates again. Any questions? No? Okay. All righty, so then we'll go ahead and move forward to principal's report.
Mr. Abney is on.
Oh, he is? Okay, we can
I think
go
so.
back
I
to him.
see
if
it.
he has a
Abney. Let
report.
me see if that's him. Mr. Abney, are you there? Ms. Cole, is that you or is that Albert?
No, that's me, but I did just tell him to get on. I'm not with him now. I'm still at my job. I called
Oh, okay,
him.
no problem. I thought that was you. No problem. Thank
He was
you.
supposed to be trying to get on though from his phone.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Okay, so we'll just go ahead and move forward, and when he logs in, then we can always go back.
Sure. Sounds great.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move forward, Perez, to your report, principal's report, reporte del presidente, del presidente, del principal.
That's fine. That works for me too. No, I can be the president. I just wanted to go over our data presentation, so that we can get a handle on what Yates is doing, in the middle of the year and where we are and where we stand. So just to make sure that everybody kind of gets some, data. I did send it to you all earlier, but I just want to talk it through. So this is our data presentation for the middle of the year. So we have an instructional focus that we've been working on, which is small group instruction and leveled literacy intervention. Leveled literacy intervention is a reading intervention program that we've been implementing since last school year, where teachers and students are working in small groups at their reading level. And then every 2 to 3 weeks, we progress monitor, and then their levels go up. So they're getting that practice in reading every single day. And then we're BASing our students. BAS stands for Benchmark Assessment System, where we then really take a look at their reading levels, and they're in what's called Fontes and Pinnell letters, right? So they're A through Z. So when you are at home and you talk to your child, you should be able to ask them, what reading level are you? What letter are you? And they should be able to tell you an A through Z. Z is where we want them to be by 8th grade. If they're not at a Z, then we need to start working to see what we can do to help them. So this year's instructional focus, we started talking about active engagement and really talking about what students, like how do we get students up out of their seat? How do we engage them in moving around the room and learning about the content every single day? This also came out of a school-wide survey that we gave to our students where they told us they were bored. They told us that they were tired of sitting in their classrooms all day and staring at a board or staring at a screen. And so what we started to do was, how do we begin to have more conversation, more debate, and then also take a look at the content all while doing that together? Well, what we had to do was train each other and train our teachers on some strategies. So that's what we did. And so we had a professional development learning session on February 3rd. Is it February 3rd? I think it was February 3rd. Yes, it was Friday, February 3rd. It was all day, where the teachers learned 5 strategies and 6 attention getters in order to help activate their learning. And the strategy that we've been using is called Rally Robin, and I'm going to show you a video in a second on what that looks like. When we take a look at our attendance data, this is what we're looking at. So the blue line that you see there is the current year. The orange line is the year from last school year. And so right now we are actually lower than last school year for week 22, which was that week. But we are doing a lot better because if you can see, our hot weeks are here and here, which were our 3-day weeks. And then the last week of school, which dropped so dramatically, was here. And so we're going to be, what our attendance action team has been doing is working with our assistant principal and working on incentives for students to come to school, prizes. And like we did yesterday, we had an attendance pop-up where students who made the halfway mark of having that 98% attendance from January till yesterday got a chance to get a Rice Krispie treat, dip it in chocolate, and decorate it with sprinkles, and they really liked it a lot. So we had a really good time yesterday. Our attendance for this, it stands at 90.8%. We are higher than last school year. We're trying to continue to keep it high. So we are also doing daily reminders. We have letters that are sent out, and we are contacting parents and having in-person meetings with any student that has more than 10 absences for the school year. We have on-track data. For those of you who don't know what on-track means, on-track is a formula that CPS has adopted, an algorithm that states that from 3rd grade to 8th grade, these students are on track to graduate high school. And then what that means is we have students, this is collective. So it's students who have behavior, attendance, and grades. And according to this algorithm, if students fall below a certain threshold, they will not be on track to graduate. So essentially, if a student is missing 30 days of elementary school, 30 days of middle school, that means that their track record of going into high school and graduating high school is going to be the same. And as you probably all know, if you remember, if you miss a certain days in high school, you lose credits. And credits are given in the halfway mark. So you could miss a whole semester, continue with that class, and only get half a credit, and then have to take night school to go ahead and take the other credits, or not, right? And fail. We don't want that to happen. So this is where we are. We have 42% of our students who are on track, 20% who are almost on track, and that has to do with attendance. And then 14% who are near on track, which has to do with attendance and grades. And then we have 16%, I'm sorry, that are totally off track. And that means behavior, attendance, and grades. So we have those students that are tier 3, which are there. Some of them are on academic plans, others are on behavior plans, and others we are on attendance plans, or all 3. So they're considered our tier 3 students. Our assessment data looks like this for our kindergarten through 1st and 2nd grade. This was our middle of the year benchmark. You can actually see we did go down in our reds, right? And so by the end of the year, all of these need to be between the yellow, green, and the blue. We did see some increase in ELA and math, but we are working with our 1st grade as well, because we are missing a teacher in 1st grade as it stands, but we have a new teacher we just hired, and she starts next week. So our assessment data for third through eighth, as you can see, looks really great. And we were really happy with this data for reading. So every single grade level went up. And what we are looking for is 15 to 20 points in between each one of the assessments. And as you can see here, so in some cases, especially like fourth grade, we met that goal and exceeded it, right? We went from 900 to 934, which is what you see here. In fifth grade, 940 to 960, that's 20 points, and so on and so forth. So we are doing really great with reading. That level literacy intervention program that I spoke to you about earlier, this is really showing our data, and this is really showing where our kids should be. Are they at the level where they need to be? No, but we are getting there, right? So our kids are growing and they're growing fast, and that's what we want to continue to do. In math, taking a look at math, we are taking a look, I mean, this is just, we had some great growth here too. In third grade, we went from 864 to 903. I mean, when we take a look at that, that is almost 14 points. That's 39 points. 883 in fourth grade to 914, another great jump. And then we had a small drop in eighth grade where we had from 1030 to 1026. And we are working with the middle school teacher just to make sure that she understands and he understands that that we need to make sure that those students, if they need that intervention, that they're in that intervention. And we're also talking to parents to make sure kids are present and that they're here to take those tests and they take those tests seriously. So as we continue throughout this school year, we're going to continue with our instructional focus around active learning with discussion, really taking a look at what students are talking about and then helping them understand the DOK levels and moving them forward to that higher order thinking, or what parents would understand as critical thinking. Our second focus is we're going to continue with small group instruction. Right now, it's been really focused on reading, and now we're going to move to math and really take a look at our small group instruction for math so that we can then begin to do intervention and deficits in those groups as well. So here's our awesome videos. Kind of take a look at one of our awesome classes.
High five. Quickly, whoever's next to you, help somebody next to you, high five somebody, high five, face the front. High five, face the front. Aliana, Blanca, high five, face the front. Person next to you, thank you, listening, good. Face the front, with the person next to you. Okay, Jamal, Samani, face the front. Okay, so your left person is a partner A, your right person is partner B. Sit down next to them and face the front. Now sit down next to them, we're gonna face this way because you're gonna listen to what I have to say, and then you'll face your partners, okay? In our mentor sentences we have today, one wintry day, I made a snowman very round and tall. Face your partner. Think about one adjective in that sentence. Okay, when I say go, you will start, and you will share one adjective you think of there. Ready? Go. Carrie. Look at the top. We're just talking.
And I'll go ahead and stop it there. As you can see, our students they're having discussion around parts of speech in a sentence. And this is our second grade. And we've seen a lot of great things happening in our second grade because they went from really being basic beginner writers, like writing simple sentences like the dog can run, to now they're writing paragraphs. And it's all because of they're able to talk about their writing, talk about the content. And then also it's really about, we're using a program called Mentor Sentences that we're doing every day, where they're actually taking a look at a sentence every single day, figuring out how they can change it, figuring out what's wrong with it, and then really dissecting it. And so it's been a lot of help for our data, and it's going to hopefully translate when we take our Illinois Assessment for Readiness test, which is also going to be happening. So some of the observation trends that we made and some of the things that we're going to be taking a look at and changing, we're going to be writing our standards on the board so that we're all on board and we know what standards are being taught every single day. We'll be taking a look at unit plans to determine where our pacing is, because we did notice some of our pacing is a little off and we're playing a little bit of catch up since we got back from Christmas break. But we noticed that there's a lot of teacher-generated discourse in all of our classes. There's strong evidence of writing using mentor sentences. And we have standards-based grade level instruction happening in all of our classes. And that's the end of my report at this time. Are there any questions from the team? And Miss Phillips is here, Miss Byrne. She just joined.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I really just want you guys to understand how amazing that second grade classroom is and how amazing that teacher is. They literally were writing sentences at the beginning of the school year. And today she just showed me they wrote 3 paragraphs about a story. And like, they're doing such great work in that classroom. And that's just one example of the really great work that's happening in the building.
That's good.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Okay, anybody has any other questions for Mr. Perez?
When are the next STAR test dates?
STAR testing will be happening in May. We usually do it in the 2nd and 3rd week of May, but IAR is happening right after we get back from spring break. So one of the biggest things that we're going to be working on this March is now translating that writing into typing, because the students have to take the IAR on a computer and then type out their paragraphs and their sentences, which is a little difficult because we don't have a keyboarding class, and I wish we did. But we're one of our teachers, Mr. Elijah, he's going to be helping with that in his exploratory class, he told us. And then our teachers are also doing practice where they're like having the students write on Google Docs and really take a look at their writing on their Google Docs as well. So hopefully those skills will translate over to the IAR test.
All right, any other questions for Mr. Perez? No. Okay. If no more questions, then we'll go ahead and move forward to new business. There is nothing on new business. We'll move forward to old business. We have LSC student elections.
Yeah, so the elections are, I have yet to have any student come and apply. I have the applications in my office. I've been saying it. So we thought we had one, but she has not filled out the application yet. So I'm going to continue recruiting and I will continue to announce it.
What about
When-
your kids,
when
Miss
is that due?
Torres?
Huh?
What
Yeah,
about your
What
child?
about your child?
You know what? You guys read my mind because I was just thinking about it. I'm going to ask my daughter. I'm going to ask my daughter to see if she wants to join.
Do you already have a student voice committee?
We do. It only has 3 members at the moment.
Mm. When is this election happening? I'm sorry, for us?
So it was supposed to happen last week, but we didn't get any applicants. So as soon as I get applicants, I can start the campaign process, which is where they get a week to make posters and campaign, and then the next week they vote.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty, we will move forward.
I apologize. Let me rephrase. We have 7 members for Student Voice Committee. I was just corrected by the Student Voice Chair. There are 7 members.
That's good, actually. 7 is good. Okay, any other questions? No. Alrighty, so then we'll move forward to parent representative.
Yeah, Ms. Snyder, you want to talk about that?
I reached out to both Mr. Boyd and I don't remember who else I was supposed to reach out to. I spoke to them. They said they would join. The sentiment was that they're very busy. I'm curious of 2 things. The first is how to, recruit from the PAC, perhaps. I know that it is a lot of work to do 2 different meetings, but they show up to these meetings all the time, right? And I am curious of why there's hesitancy to joining, right? clearly we can make a very good bilingual meeting. The other piece is, you know, like if they've missed, it's 3 in a row, or is it 5 total, right? Meetings, then we can move forward with I think you have to send a letter to say, hey, if you don't come to the next meeting, then we will take that as you not wanting to continue to participate. And then the official, I don't know if we have to vote on it, I don't remember, to remove them. So, I don't know, I invited folks, talk to them, so.
You
The
got
second
Ms.
piece,
Phillips
I'm sorry.
here. No, I was gonna say, you got Miss Phillips here, she's here, and Miss Starling is here.
Yes. The other piece of it is I'm thinking of, well, I guess this is separate, but like fundraising and particularly for that eighth grade New York trip, and how that can also like maybe coincide with recruitment for parent positions that we need to fill, particularly moving into the next school year. And I'm curious of what it looks like with, I mean, this is a lot of things, but I'm curious what it looks like with orientation for new parents coming in. I'm curious of what it looks like with parents who of future 8th graders. Because I think there's a lot to invest in with when you're in 8th grade, you know, you have all your tests, you're choosing a high school, and what a better position to be in than a parent on LSC. So that's my feedback.
Okay. To answer, I know that the PAC parents, a lot of those parents are parent mentors, so they cannot join the LSC. So yeah, that's why they don't join the LSC. Because I think it's a conflict of interest, Mr. Perez, right? Parent mentors joining the LSC. They'll have to choose either or.
Yeah, because they're paid a stipend through parent
Yeah.
mentors, yeah. But there are, I think there's 6 of them, and we have 300 students, and so there's gotta be some more parents out there, right?
Definitely.
And I wonder what looking at recruitment of like, it's only 1 meeting per month. Here is the access to information and to clarification and to seeing, like Ms. Fern shared, like this sort of brilliance that happens in the classroom that you wouldn't necessarily get what the recruitment effort that way looks like.
I think I mean, I say this, I've been saying this for the past 7 years, and I'll keep saying it. I think that, give me hold on 1 second, okay? Hold on I'm at work, that's why, hold on 1 second.
How often I know that you had like call logs in your presentation. How often are teachers encouraged to call parents and speak to parents at home?
Ms. Byrne, you want to answer that question? They're encouraged to call at least 5 parents a week. And it's, you know, for everything. It's for grades, for positives, for negatives, for all of those things. So it's not just for negatives. We've been talking about that a lot. And we have some teachers, I mean, that have like 800 logs, like they're doing work plus some. So it's really great.
I wonder if we could, if like I don't know when your PLC is going to meet again, or if you have another staff meeting, if they could, if staff could faculty both suggest a parent and also reach out to that parent to encourage them to join. Because I know how it is when people suggest, oh yeah, reach out to this parent. I'm like, you're the one with the relationship with them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll put that in our next,
I think that parents just need to be educated, and I don't know how to do that, because I think we've tried a lot of things. We tried doing breakfast, doing raffles, doing give away, like, I don't know, we even tried announcing it at assemblies. So I think it's a lot with parents not being they just need to be educated on what this is. But I just don't know how to do that, because I talk to parents. And then they do say, oh yeah, I'll be there. And they do show up for one meeting, but then they don't show up again. And then a lot of parents say around this time, it's, you know, they're home, it's dinner time, they can't, you know, they can't join a meeting. I mean, I don't know. I think, I'll be honest, I think it's just excuse after excuse after excuse. I don't know. I'm at work right now and I'm trying to multitask with both, trying to join the meeting and trying to work at the same time. So I don't know. If I can do it, I think anybody can do it.
Would it benefit sending out some kind of survey to parents to see what holds them up and what do they know about the LSC? Do they just not know what the LSC is? If they are interested, if they're interested in joining, like what times of the day best work for them? Because maybe it's, like you said, right now it's dinner time for a lot of people. And maybe that just is discouraging to know that the meeting, even though it's just once a month, like, but for some people, it's really hard to make that commitment. But maybe just gathering some information to know, like, what is the hurdle for people, and maybe using that to work on a way to figure out how to, you know, encourage more people to join.
We
time
can
do
send
you
out a
all-
survey.
oh.
I'm sorry. We can send a survey.
Wasn't it say, at report card pickup, could I have like a little table and survey
yes.
them that way? I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it the entire time because I have to do my own report card pickup, but I think, you know, the face-to-face in-person thing helps with getting them to do a survey. And then also, you know,
If we were to
Hopefully-
do something like that, we could also maybe set up times where I can be part, like I can take a few hours, someone else can take an hour here. And then if we broke up the load, we would be able to like catch more people, hopefully, in that way. Because I'm gonna be there regardless.
what time do you all know what your report card pickup time is gonna look like next month?
Yeah, so report card pickup is from 12 until 6. On the March 19th, I think it is. Yeah, March 19th, I'm looking at it.
I thought it was the 29th.
No, I'm sorry, 29, 10 more days, 29, not 19. March 19th is Sunday.
I could do like the evening sort of shift. I will like commit to that now. I could do like a 4 to 6. I wouldn't be able to do that anytime before that because, you know, I make the reports at my school. So, and then maybe can we decide right now what questions we want on the survey? Because when are we gonna meet again before?
No,
Isn't our next meeting on the 29th? Our next LSC meeting is on the 29th.
Oh,
yeah,
well, it
it's
can't be.
at report card pickup.
Yeah. So we'd have to move that anyway.
We'll have to
No,
move
we
it
had,
to.
I think we stated we were gonna have it on report card pickup in the auditorium, remember?
Oh,
So
and just do it
Oh,
in
yes,
person.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And that was gonna be in person. Yes, we did say that.
yeah,
Okay. What I can do is start a document now and I'll share it with you all with just some basic questions. Are your parents more comfortable doing paper surveys or like a Google form?
I think they're easier on paper if they're gonna
Okay.
be here, because then we can collect them and we can maybe enter them to collect the data.
I have a suggestion, only because my other daughters, I mean, they go to high school, but what they do over there, and I think that we should do it, is they send an email, a text message, and we can do paper. So I think, because I get it on my phone, I get the text message, please complete survey, or if not, I get it on my email, please complete survey. So I mean, we can do all three. We can do email, text, and in person. See if that gets somewhere.
I'm okay with doing that. That's fine. Ms. Phillips, Ms. Starling, do you guys have any opinions on that?
I think,
I agree.
Go ahead, Ms. Phillip.
I think that's a good idea because the high schools do definitely do that. They send a text, they send the emails, and being at the port car pickup, I think that'd be good for the what y'all talking about to start the surveys. That way, like all the parents will be there. Well, hopefully, all the parents will come. I think that's a good idea. By you also holding it at the report card pickup.
Why don't we try to send a survey like 2 weeks prior from the meeting? Like texting, I don't know if, not every day, but maybe like every other day. I don't know, kind of, maybe.
I'm like, I think it'll be easier to recruit people in person. So I think like, let's send it out. Hey, you're gonna do this survey, or you can do this survey here. And I think people who are gonna show up to a report card pickup are also more likely, in my experience, to show up to parent meeting, LSC meeting. I also don't want to like overwhelm people with like, damn, what's the survey? So I like to maybe the week before or 2 weeks before, here's survey, we're interested in you joining. And then the table at the report card pickup to be like, hey, have you filled it out yet? Okay, no, here you go.
Yeah, Ms. Starling, do you have any suggestions?
No, I was just saying that I was agreeing with the ideas that was already thrown out, that it was a good idea.
Okay. Okay, so then we'll, Ms. Snyder said that she'll start something and then she'll share with all of us, and then we can just agree via email, and then we'll just move forward from there. Okay, all right, that's good. So then what are we doing in reference to the parents that, or the members that are not here? How are we moving forward? Or are we gonna table this again and leave it for next meeting? I don't even know who's here or who's not here.
I don't think that we should table it. I think we should address it. And I say that because we need a stable person every week that's the monitor. So the faster we do this, the better.
So it looks like it's just Mr. Boyd who has not attended recently.
Mm.
And so I think it would be, part of what he expressed was he doesn't have as much time as he did when he committed to this. So I don't know what the letter looks like that has to go. It has like a letter has to be mailed out. Yeah.
So it was my understanding that we call a motion, it's a motion for removal, we voted, and then we send a letter to him. If I remember from the training correctly.
I think so.
Where will we find the process for that? Where's
That
that?
was in the training, the meetings training. That's what I remember from it. Like there's a motion for removal, and then the letter goes out that says you've been removed due to 3 consecutive absences and a total of I remember that.
Yeah, and I only say that because I think that's a very important part of the council, the person that's the monitor, and he's absent every week. So we need that stability to come back to the council. So, I think that's an important thing.
Okay. I mean, is there a motion on the table?
I motion it.
I second.
Okay, so
Okay, so what's the motion? I'm sorry, what are we motioning? What's the motion? What are you motioning, Mr. Ortiz, since you said I motion?
The removal of the person that's not coming every week to the council meetings.
Every month, so you're motioning to remove Mr.
Well,
Boyd?
anyone who's any person. I'm
Or
not
any
saying
members
one.
that have not been,
No.
okay.
Because I
Okay,
think there was
so
someone else. Wasn't there someone else?
I thought so. Who,
yes, but she's here now.
Oh, okay.
Here, Ms.
Who
Phillips
is-
and Ms.
who-
Starling are both here. And Ms. I think we made contact with Ms. Phillips, which is why she's here today.
Ah, got it. Okay. Okay. All right. So Mr. Ortiz, since there is a motion on the table, Mr. Ortiz motion to the removal of any LSC members that have not attended 3 consecutive meetings or 5 within the calendar year. Ms. Fern, second that motion. All in favor, please unmute yourself or raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All righty. So then I guess Mr. Boyd, it's removed. All righty. Do we continue now to in-person meeting?
Yep, we continue. So did everybody receive that email I sent? So CPS is going back to in-person meetings.
Oh, yes,
starting
I
in May. It's,
Yes.
okay, great. The governor is going to be signing the new order of taking us off emergency, that emergency meeting or emergency status for the state, which means that meetings will then have to be completed in person in May. So that means that our month of May meeting, if I'm correct, that's our last meeting anyway, right? Because we didn't decide to have one in June because there's only 1 week in June this school year. So we would have that last meeting in May, and then our next meeting in July, which is our organizational meeting, that'll also be in person during the summer. Any comments or questions on that?
Nope.
I guess my only question is, do we need to nominate a new chairperson?
Oh, right. We do. I think we have to table that for our next meeting. Because it's not on the agenda.
Mhm.
I'll put that as new business for the next.
Okay,
meeting.
yeah, let's maybe mark that as new business for next week or next month.
Okay. And then, so yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out a meeting place. We used to do it in the library, but now the library is a classroom, so we may be meeting in the cafeteria. Which is fine, because it's still a big space. And May should be warmer anyway, so we could, if we had to have the doors open, we could.
I mean, we're gonna have a meeting in April, no? Isn't that, wait, what's our first, when's report card pickup? March
We're gonna have
29th.
an in-person meeting March 29th, yeah, in the auditorium. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So March and then April, it's gonna be back in Zoom and then May in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So any other questions in reference to in-person meeting? No? Okay. All right. So then we'll go ahead and move forward to public participation.
Before we get into that,
Yes.
I'm looking at the bylaws for removal, and it says LC may remove member, the LSC must notify the member by personal delivery or certified mail directly to at least 7 days prior to the vote. So we actually can't vote today.
Ah, okay.
And at the meeting at which the LLC will vote on removal, the member shall have the right to explain the reasons for absence.
So we did
Is
it back.
is that the updated handbook?
This is the one that was sent by Mr. Perez in July.
Is that the new one for us?
The newest
Did
one
that-
came out, yes.
Did that
Yeah.
stay the same when,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
that works. I mean, we can totally, we can send a letter for the next meeting and then we'll put that on new business as well then.
Okay.
Good practice, good practice.
Okay. Alrighty. We'll go ahead. We're public participation. Anyone in public participation?
Hi, if you're in public participation and you'd like to speak, please use the raise hand feature. Si están en la participación pública, si quisiera hablar, puede usar el botón para alzar la mano. So it seems like there's nobody who's wanting to speak.
No? Okay. All right, so then if there is no one in public participation, then we'll go move forward to announcements. Any announcements?
Announcements. This week on Friday, we will have our Black History Month Assembly that's happening in the auditorium. We'll have 2 shows, one at 9:30, one at 2 o'clock. All parents are invited, all community members are invited. And that's it for me. Anybody else got any announcements?
You said that was this Friday?
Yes, am I wrong?
No, I just wanted to get the
Oh, yeah,
notes.
yeah, the poster said this Friday, yeah.
Okay, any other announcements?
There's a new calendar. CPS has a new calendar, just went into effect today. It's going into effect today for next school year. They voted on it, it was passed, so that should be coming out soon, especially for those of you who are planning vacations. Just make sure that you take a look at that calendar. As soon as it comes out, we'll make sure to send it out to parents.
Okay. Alrighty. Our next meeting date and time, it's going to be March 29th, right? Okay, so March 29th, what time are we doing the meeting? Is it still gonna be at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, that's what we have. We have 5 o'clock in person in the auditorium.
Okay. All right, so then we are, we're set at 5 o'clock, 29th, the next LSC meeting. And then that's it, closure.
All right, I
I'll
move to adjourn.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Perez motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:58. I second that motion. All in favor?
Bye.
All
Hi.
right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you guys next month. Have a wonderful evening.